News since 6 o'clock right now on the WHAS11 night team, still searching the Ohio River.
We just hope he comes home.
Yes, we just want him to come home.
This 13-year-old went underwater last night. Police divers haven't given up as the group of family members waiting for word on the shoreline is growing. And then the stunning admission from the prosecutor. There's no body, no evidence of Crystal Rogers.
The big question, will we learn how Crystal Rogers died?
I don't believe we will.
The trial of the decade in Kentucky, the final trial in this Bardstown murder mystery, starts tomorrow. And then the final grade.
I'm really proud of where we are as a district, but obviously still work to do.
The last school board meeting for the JCPS superintendent. The WHAS 11 night team begins right now. They are not stopping. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us on the night team tonight. I'm Doug Proffitt. Early tomorrow morning, the Louisville Metro Police dive team will return to the Ohio River to search for a 13-year-old who has been missing since last night. They believe he was swept away while swimming off the Greenwood boat ramp in southwest Jefferson County. The family has publicly identified the missing youngster as 13-year-old Derek Saunders. WHAS 11 night team's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Tim McGefter covered the search last night and returned again tonight to the Greenwood boat ramp on the search.
It was a quiet, hot day at the Greenwood boat ramp in southwest Louisville, but that doesn't mean the search for 13-year-old Derek Saunders Jr., seen in this recent 8th grade graduation picture, is over.
He loves his sisters, and he's just fun-going, very respectful young man. You know, got a bright future ahead of him.
His stepfather, Cedric Johnson, and aunt, Jaquita Saunders, publicly identifying him as the missing teen who was taken by the Ohio River.
We are still very hopeful. We are hopeful that he is on the other side, that he's somewhere in the woods and he's just distraught and lost right now.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. He is alive, he is well, and he is waiting for us to get him.
The Sky 11 drone shows the wide river and the search zone. Derek's family says he, his twin sister, a cousin, and friend were knee-deep in the water and not far from the boat ramp Monday night when a current swept them up.
Paramedics and stuff, they came down and helped rescue the rest of the babies and get them out the water. But my nephew never came back up.
This was the scene Monday night as the LMPD dive team spent hours searching through the murky water. The family waiting in misery, hoping for an answer.
It doesn't even feel like it's real. You don't think about nobody drowning close to your heart, close to your home. You don't think about your kids doing that.
LMPD says they were called into the scene around 8:30 Monday night, and they started searching this entire area here at Greenwood Boat Ramp up until 1 a.m. They then resumed their search Tuesday morning. Although no one is giving up on finding Derek, the family is sharing a warning.
Just because water's shallow doesn't mean that it can't get dangerous real fast. And, you know, and then just like a snap of a second, you don't really have time to react.
The mystery of where this river took Derek enters another day. In Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
Tonight, the family also wants to thank the community for their endless support, thoughts, and prayers. They also ask if anyone is on the river tomorrow and near the boat ramp there in southwest Jefferson County to please keep an eye open. A jury is seated in the trial of the decade in Kentucky, the biggest of the Bardstown murder mysteries. Crystal Rogers disappeared 4th of July weekend 10 years ago, and now this man, Brooks Houck, and his alleged accomplice, Joseph Lawson, are being tried together. Houck was Crystal's boyfriend at the time of her disappearance. He is charged with murder and tampering with physical evidence. Joseph Lawson is charged with tampering with physical evidence and conspiracy to commit murder. His father, Stephen, as you may remember, was just found guilty in Bowling Green of the very same charges. Well, from the Warren County Courthouse, we also learned some brand new information late today. WHAS 11 News legal analyst attorney Nick Mudd is reporting the jury makeup. He says it's 7 men and 8 women, 5 of them with diverse racial and ethnic backgrounds. WHAS 11's Alexandra Goldberg was there in the courtroom today when the jury was whittled down to 15.
In just hours from now, we'll hear the defense and the prosecution tell their story about the disappearance of Crystal Rogers. And during jury selection, we had a first look at exactly how that evidence will be presented in the jury that will decide if Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson are guilty or not guilty. Special Prosecutor Shane Young, representing the Commonwealth of Kentucky, confirmed we have the answer to the question asked for the past 10 years of Crystal Rogers' unsolved disappearance. Have they found the body? Young says no, they've not located the victim. The case, he told potential jurors, is called a no-body homicide, meaning the evidence presented in this trial will be mostly circumstantial. Young asking those potential jurors if they were comfortable convicting someone on circumstantial evidence. One potential juror stating it would be too hard to prosecute without a body. A 12-person jury will have to agree on a verdict for Brooks Houck, the chief suspect charged with murder in Joseph Lawson, based on evidence like witness testimony rather than a weapon, confession, or body. Opening statements begin Wednesday morning, where the prosecution and defense are expected to lay out a roadmap of their arguments. We saw a glimpse of how the defense is handling that. Brian Butler, a former federal prosecutor and the attorney for Houck, saying during jury selection that, quote, jumping to conclusions doesn't always lead to the right decision. While questioning potential jurors, he brought up other trials where the main suspect was proven not guilty, like national cases, Karen Reed from Massachusetts and John Benet Ramsey, a case from the 90s, painting a picture of a man mistakenly indicted. A 15-person pool, including 3 alternate jurors, had clear instructions: do not discuss details with any other juror, and do not research the case. In Bowling Green, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11, on your side.
And stay up with us. You can see a lot more of this coming your way in just a few minutes. WHAS 11 News is again committed to bringing you the most thorough coverage of the trial of the decade in Kentucky. WHAS 11 legal analyst Nick Budd will be joining us nightly to break down key moments of the day, along with Shay McAllister and Alexandra Goldberg reporting from the Bowling Green Courthouse. The first episode of our in-depth look came out tonight, and you can watch it by downloading the free WHAS 11 Plus app on your TV and watch for free the Crystal Rogers special. It airs right after this newscast, again on WHAS 11 Plus. Right now, we're bringing you a live view of downtown Louisville from across the river. This is Jeffersonville looking back at the city. You know, thunderstorms, strong pop-up thunderstorms moved over parts of eastern Jefferson County and into Oldham and Madison, Indiana at about 10 o'clock tonight. The National Weather Service issued special weather statements as one big storm just parked itself over parts of the East End and rained. Well, tomorrow it's going to be another day with a heat index of over 100 degrees. Meteorologist Julie Martin has the latest for us tonight.
Well, another very hot day across Kentuckiana. We are under a weather impact alert through Thursday. That's because of the high heat and the humidity. You're going to want to find a way to stay cool however you can here over the next couple of days. Stay hydrated. We are in the midst of a heat wave that's really baking the eastern half of the U.S. This is a heat advisory in place here for all of us across the region. Tonight, not much cooling in the atmosphere. We're going to be down around 79, almost 80 degrees for our low temperatures. So again, that doesn't give you much time to really recoup from the intense heat during the daytime. And another hot one in store for tomorrow. Our air temperature around 96 degrees across the region tomorrow. However, those feels-like temperatures are once again going to be well up over the triple digits. Really won't see a lot of improvement until the weekend. I'll detail that in your full forecast. That's coming up.
Thank you, Julie. Also tonight, an advisory and a heads up from LG&E and KU, the utilities, asking all of us to conserve our air conditioning use during this heat wave here locally. This is a precautionary move to help ease the load on the energy grid. Set your thermostat to the highest comfortable setting. Turn off your lights and unnecessary appliances. Draw the blinds and shades during the day. And you can make sure also that nothing is blocking your vents throughout your house. Well, the new school year is around the corner, and JCPS is settling their transportation plan. Tonight at the school board meeting, the district took a closer look at last year. The rate of on-time drop-offs grew to a rate of 99% in the morning, significantly better than previous years, especially during the crisis year. That cut down on minutes of class missed by millions. Right now, JCPS has 660 bus drivers on the books, and they hope to keep a high number of drivers after making changes to their compensation and routing systems. This year, they are putting new GPS routing systems on the school buses. Well, tonight was also Superintendent Marty Polio's last school board meeting. Polio is leaving his position as superintendent after 8 years to become the next president of Ivy Tech Community College based in Indianapolis. WHAS11 19's Alex Dieter covered the final meeting tonight that also approved that major donation by Yum Brands.
For his final time, we introduce to you Dr. Marty Polio to give his superintendent's report.
For the last time, Dr. Polio addressed the JCPS board as their superintendent.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done since July 1st of 2017. I distinctly remember my first official board meeting, and that was when we approved the creation of W.E.B. Du Bois Academy.
Leaving the district on a high note after surviving the bus transportation debacle he described as a disaster, Polio now accepting one of the biggest donations of his leadership. The Yum Brands' iconic campus is set to house the district's administration buildings, saving the district $40 million, the price of a brand new elementary school.
That was just kind of the icing on the cake for me.
Joining other major donations under his leadership, including the 18th and Broadway Molina site and the $20 million donation from Mackenzie Scott, the ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. All three coming out to about $100 million donated to JCPS.
All these major changes will culminate, I believe, in absolutely unbelievable outcomes for our kids in the years to come.
With the wins during his 8 years as superintendent came challenges never faced before. Is there anything else that you wish you could have done before leaving?
You know, as we always wish, that I hadn't had to cut transportation services for magnet students. I mean, that was the thing that I think was the hardest for it to deal with after that first day of school, having to make a difficult decision so we didn't repeat another year of the same issues.
Including the transportation meltdown of 2023, along with the global pandemic and staffing shortage.
I mean, the two largest crises we've had in modern education history across this nation.
Now, a bittersweet goodbye 28 years in the making, with his parents, both former JCPS teachers, sitting front row cheering him on.
My mom was the best teacher that I've ever known. It meant a lot for them to be there.
Leaving his mark on the district.
Thank you, Dr. Polio. See you later.
And looking ahead to the next chapter of education. In Louisville, Alex Dieter, the WHAS11 night team on your side.
And right now, all news since 6 o'clock here on the night team. They were on the forefront of the fight for marriage equality. And now, a decade after they won that battle, they say the war isn't over. Kentucky couples who served as plaintiffs for the cases that made it to the U.S. Supreme Court in 2015 came together tonight at the Fraser History Museum.
So even today, I'm just grateful to be here. 10 years later, to look back, have my husband, my 8-year-old son with me. It doesn't get any better than this.
Many were able to reflect on what they fought so hard for. Maurice Lone Wolf and Dominique James were part of the legal fight 10 years ago. Since their marriage is legal nationwide, they were able to adopt a son. Before the decision, one of the men would be his adoptive dad and the other just a legal guardian. The panel was part of the Fraser History Museum's Davis Jewelers Love and Marriage exhibit tonight. For Maurice, it's a reminder that there are supporters out there.
We all kind of split up after the decision. And things are rough right now. And I didn't know it, but getting back together with them, it helps. It soothes the spirit and calms the nerves. So this needed to happen.
He told us that while trans people and women have to fight for their rights, the battle is still real today. All of the Kentucky plaintiffs who won their cases in 2015 are still together today.